On September 23rd, I had a base salary of $95,000. By the very next morning, my salary almost tripled to $280,000. What if I told you that nowadays almost anyone can do this? I have no college education, no professional certifications, and I started from absolutely nothing. So let me show you how I did it and why right now is the best time for this to be done. There's no doubt that the pandemic brought about many difficult times throughout the world, but along with adversity came opportunity. I came across this New York Times article that gives some interesting insights about how many work from home opportunities became available within the past 2 years. And this article suggests that in May 2020, that the amount of exclusive work from home jobs increased from 4% to 43%. And for white collar professions, that number rose to a whopping 65%. And these remote jobs not only afforded people the opportunity to save time by foregoing commutes to and from the office on a daily basis, but it also allowed people to save money in gas, eating out, office attire, and many other expenses that come with working in office. In another article I came across, the Bureau of Labor surveyed thousands of full-time office workers, and their research suggests that out of an 8-hour day, that the average employee only spends about 2 hours and 53 minutes being productive. Now I'm going to ask you to be completely honest. How many hours out of a full workday would you say that you're being truly productive?
What we're actually trying to do here is we're trying to get a feel for how people spend their day at work.
Say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
Now I'll start off by saying for myself, between meal breaks, restroom breaks, taking personal calls or texts, checking social media, and many other things that can come up throughout a day, I probably spend a solid 3 to 4 hours of actual productivity. Now, based on the results of these statistics, it brought up an intriguing idea that resulted in me tripling my salary overnight. What if I could use that unproductive time working one remote job and pick up a second full-time work from home job? Understanding that I'm not truly productive for most of an 8-hour workday, if I really applied myself, I could probably manage 2 full-time positions at the same time. So that's exactly what I did. Now, at the time that I did this, I was already working for a prominent company and had been in that position for about 6 months. My base salary for the first company was right at $95,000 a year. And then I interviewed for a contract position and was offered the job in which they were paying me $70 an hour. So with the combination of the 2 jobs plus any bonuses or incentives, my annual income had increased overnight to $280,000. Now I have to be fully transparent with you that this was not easy. I had to be extremely organized and manage my time unlike I've ever done before. And to stay motivated as well as keep my sanity, I had to keep my goal of financial freedom at the center of my focus at all times. But in the end, I was able to do it. I had worked 2 full-time recruiting jobs for 12 months, and as a result, I was able to shorten my path to early retirement and ultimately a better quality of life. So just out of curiosity, if you were able to double or even triple your income, what would you do with the extra money? Now, if this is something that you might be interested in, you may have to act sooner rather than later. Because looking back at that New York Times article, organizations are beginning to bring employees back into the office. Some of their statistics would suggest that the amount of exclusive work from home jobs will continue to decrease in the near future. And also something else to consider is that we're coming off of a movement that was coined the Great Resignation. And as a result of that, a lot of employers were desperate to find workers to fill their open positions, which made it a candidate-driven market. And in addition, a lot of these companies' knee-jerk reaction was to focus on retaining employees and keeping them happy, but that's not going to last forever either. So if you plan on looking into this further or even possibly acting on it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, because I've not only done this once, but I've worked 2 full-time jobs on 2 separate occasions, and I can give you a lot of insights on the best ways to manage this process. And to give you a few tips right now, it sounds very elementary, but the very first thing that you'll have to do is find that second job. And in some cases, depending on your profession, you may already have companies reaching out to you about open positions. This makes it really simple to just respond to as many of them as possible and see what's available and what might work best for you. And on the other hand, if you need to search for jobs, I personally have had success looking on Indeed and LinkedIn to find positions that align with my background, and then filtering the location to remote. And the next tip is to prepare for the interview, because you'll likely be asked at some point why you're looking for a job, and you need to be ready to field these types of questions. And to make some of this easier for you, I've linked both resume and interview prep guides below to help you ace meetings with potential employers. Now, once you begin working 2 jobs, it's crucial that you block off both calendars as much as possible to protect your schedule and prevent any double bookings. You'll also need to keep yourself constantly reminded of the reason why you're doing this in the first place. Now, whether that's to stack funds for travel, pay off debts, retire early, whatever it is, I strongly recommend writing down your why and placing it somewhere where you see it multiple times a day to keep you motivated in the times where your sanity gets tested. And just so I can get to know you better, leave me a comment and let me know what's your why. Why do you work so hard on the job that you have now? Or why would you even consider working 2 jobs? But if you're anything like me and you're just looking for overall peace of mind and better quality of life, one of the things that I did was listen to audiobooks on Audible to keep me focused and grounded while I was going throughout this journey. One in particular that I've enjoyed is a book called Fire that talks about the path to building wealth. And if you'd like to check it out, you can use my link in the description below to get this audiobook or another of your choosing completely for free. Now, I have so many more tips for you based off of my experience working 2 jobs, so go ahead and follow the channel to see more content like this. But I do have to put the disclaimer out there that working 2 jobs at the same time is a risk. Although I haven't found any information that doing this is illegal, it's ultimately at the discretion of the employer of what actions that they'll take if they find out, up to and including termination. In fact, I actually got caught one of the times where I was attempting to work 2 jobs, and you got to check out how the whole thing played out by clicking into this video next. It was insane.